Guys, feast your eyes on this classic 1979 Kawasaki KZ650C3. This is the pinnacle of the KZ650 development. It's an 8-valve, 4-cylinder, 4 carbs, dual exhaust machine that is known for its reliability and performance. Quite a few of these were turned into cafe racers, road racers, or people would put bags on them and fairings to make them cross-country touring bikes. They're a very, very versatile machine. Very few of them survived in this condition. This is an original paint survivor with only 16,917 miles on it with the all original paint and all original cycle parts. They're a little bit faster than the CB650 Hondas, much lighter than the KZ900s or 1000s, and a little bit more nimble. They handle great. They have very sturdy double-downtube frames. This one came from the factory with the triple disc brakes, the mag wheels, the chrome front fender, the really nice classic shape of the tank with the flat seat and the superbike style bars, dual gauges. Is a classic look. Most of these had Kirker headers put onto them and open air boxes. This one was spared the butchering that a lot of them went through. It's all original. And it was just been given a full recommissioning. If you remember the name Mark Olson, we had a going away party for him about 5 years ago. Mark was our lead A-Tech for the first 6 or 7 years that we're here at the shop. Maybe it was longer, I don't remember, but I've known Mark forever. He was a lead tech at Kaplan Kawasaki back in the day, one of the best Kawasaki techs on the East Coast. Well, Mark was getting tired of working on new bikes and asked if he could have his job back, and we said, yes, sir, absolutely. So he's back and spinning wrenches. He's on the level of a Manic Mechanic, Jeff Castine, the Wizard. His specialty is 4-cylinder bikes. That's his thing, and he really gets these things tuned to the nines. Very detailed work orders. I've got 9 pages of work order here, a total of 44 hours of labor. It did go through the detail shop also, where it was given a full, I'll get into the mechanicals in a minute, but full rotisserie detail. This bike had 22 hours of detailing. It was steam cleaned, hand washed from the bottom of the tires to the top of the bars. Everything's been dialed in on this bike. The rims were, the rim lips were cleaned and polished. The center stand was completely repainted. The kickstand was completely repainted. Let me grab the work order here so I don't speak out of school. Steam clean, they polished the exhaust, buffed the engine covers. You can see the aluminum covers on the side of the engine look like chrome, the points cover there. This has been converted to electronic ignition. I'll get into that in a second, but all the aluminum was polished on it. The fork lowers were clean. The shocks were polished. The engine covers were all clean and polished. The paint on the front wheel was touched up. They buffed the front rim, painted the center stand, touched up the rear wheel, buffed the rear rim, aluminum, cleaned and polished all the chrome, buffed the tank, waxed it. Just, that's 22 hours is 2.5 days in over 2.5 days, almost 2 hours short of 3 full 8-hour days detailing. So rest assured, this is not a speck of dirt anywhere on this bike. And it's all original paint and chrome on this bike. The Mark went through all the mechanicals on it. This bike runs, it pulls super smooth. The carbs are better than they were the day they came out of the box. They were super tuned by Mark, and they're absolutely perfect. He gave the bike a full mechanical evaluation and a clean bill of health. He started with the fuel tank. He rinsed and cleaned and acid etched the inside of the tank. The carburetors completely rebuilt the fuel petcock. All the fuel lines are new. He removed the carburetors to completely disassemble the rack of four carbs and ultrasonic cleaned them, disassembled the mechanical slides to confirm proper slide needle settings, replaced the choke plunger, rubber caps, replaced the accelerator pumper and diaphragms, replaced all the O-rings, set the float heights, added VP fuel in it, and bench tested the fuel level, replaced the fuel tees and pipes, replaced the 4 carb holders from the carb to the cylinder head. Those are the original plastic ones were replaced with brand new ones. He also removed and replaced the 4 air ducts from the air air box to the carburetor. The original were rock hard and 40-something years old, so always a good idea to replace those. Removed the petcock to disassemble and ultrasonic clean it. Rebuilt the vacuum petcock with a new diaphragm and O-rings, and then installed and tested it. Replaced the fuel line, petcock to carb tee, replaced the vacuum line to petcock, replaced the 4 float bowl overflow drain lines installed, rebuilt carbs, and a new air filter and new engine oil. Started and ran it until it was nice and warm, performed the carburetor synchronization with the vacuum gauges, set the idle. That's a big deal on these. I had a 77 KZ650 when I was 19 years old. Mine had a Kirker header on it and the air box removed with some K&N filter chargers on there, and I loved that bike. It was awesome. It actually got stolen. That's a whole nother story. I won't get into that, but I hunted for the bike for 4 years with the title in my pocket and eventually found my engine in someone else's bike. And I don't want to get into the details here, but it was an ugly scene that caused a lot of stress for me. But I had every red cent I had was tied up in that bike, and I absolutely loved it. It was a spectacular machine. So Mark also removed and replaced the original seat cover and strap, and he also replaced the float bowl gaskets, the surface plate, and the float bowl flat again. Oh, he resurfaced the plate, and the float bowl is flat again. So pretty extensive. Parts list, new battery with acid, new carb rebuild kit, new fuel petcock rebuild kit, new fuel tee with billet O-rings, new accelerator pump rebuild kit, new choke plungers, new carb holders, new grommets for the side cover, a 6-pack of them, new seat cover, new OEM gaskets for the points cover, new replica air box diaphragm set adapters, a brand new front tire, a brand new rear tire. That's a 325 by 19. Still got the hairy nubs on it. It's got like 2 miles ride time on it. Brand new rear tire, new float bowl gaskets, new fuel lines, 6 feet of the 3.5 millimeter black rubber lines, and new Maxima DOT3 brake fluid front and back. Also, he said the previous owner had upgraded to an electronic ignition using Kawasaki components, which is a really cool upgrade. No points to deal with. The bike runs spectacular. If you look at it, you know, John also, this is part of the 22 hours, was restoring these fork lowers. These are absolutely freaking beautiful. The clear coat was removed and they were sanded 320, 600, and 800 grit. Everything's super clean on the wheel. The black was repainted on the wheel here. The chrome front fender is in really nice condition. That's a 40, what was that? 79 to 2026 is what, 46 years? Yeah, it's 2029. This bike will be 50 years. This bike will be 50 years old in 3 years. So it's 47-year-old chrome, and it looks excellent. The chrome on the fork lowers is excellent. It's hard to believe it's 47 years old. I must be getting old. The chrome headlight bucket is in beautiful condition. They're usually all rotted, and like, you wouldn't believe the condition we normally see these in at 50 years old. The chrome headlight mounts are great. The turn signals, you can see, have never been dropped. The original clutch lever. I don't know if these are the original grips. They look too new to be originals, but the mirrors look great. The master cylinder is beautiful. The gauges are really nice. There's no damage on them. They look, the bezels, everything's nice and clear. You see like bugs in there, and the needles are falling off, and the glasses, you know, most 50-year-old vehicles are destroyed. This one was a excellent preserved example. Come around this side here. I'll show you the fork lowers on this side. That's not chrome, that's polished aluminum. Again, the original chrome header is in good condition. It has a little patina on it, as you'd expect, but there's no, if you look at the bottom here, there's no rust hole. Usually they're all rusted out and everything. This one was just babied, kept inside, and taken care of. The center stand was restored. The kickstand was restored. The chain looks to be in new condition. That's not a new chain. It came to us with that chain. Rear tire is new. Rear fender chrome looks great. The paint on the side panels looks great. The tank is original paint. The paint looks good. Unfortunately, it's got a ding that a good qualified dent magician could pop that out. I'm sure we don't have one. Ours relapsed on mushrooms and he's in the desert, you know, tripping is what I was told. So not much I can do about that. We don't have a replacement for him yet. If you know a good dent magician, send him my way. Little scratch right here. That could have been touched up. I don't know why we didn't touch that up, but all original paint on the tank. Original side cover looks great. Original tailpiece looks good. A little bit of patina right here. Might have strapped something to it. You know, this is a grab bar, so a couple little scratches there, little beauty marks. Rear fender chrome is still intact. The original 46-year-old chrome. All the lights work perfectly. Turn signals, horn, idiot lights, brake lights. Of course, it's electric start with a new battery. Typical 4-cylinder Jap bike. You start it up with the choke. They're a little cold-blooded. Let it run for a while. Once it warms up, the choke is off. This thing runs. like I said, probably better than it did when it was brand new. Oh, I didn't point out the engine cover on this side either. I wanted to point that out. This is the original factory engine cover that was restored by John Lee, sanded, polished, and painted, and it looks just like it came out of the box 46 years ago. So this is the nicest KZ650 we've done in a few years. You just generally don't find them in a condition worthy of restoring. You know, to do it, if you had to do a frame off, we had 44 hours labor into this, which is pretty much a preservation service. You can add a 1 and a couple zeros in front of that hour. You'd be looking at 144 hours to do a frame off on one of these. And, you know, maybe on a KZ900, that's going to be worth 40, 50 grand when it's done. You know, 73, maybe it's worth it, but these haven't raised in value that much. So you don't see these getting restored. A frame up it would be not economically repairable to do a frame up because you'd be into it for minimum 100 hours, minimum, which is, we did 44 just to do what we said. So 100 hours would be 15 grand plus the parts. And you couldn't do one in 100 hours. It would be 150 hours, which is 22 grand in labor, plus the cost of the bike, plus the parts, you'd be into it 30 grand. So they're not yet economically repairable. So maybe they will be eventually as the values go up. It's an antique now. It's 47 years old. So to find one that's done, you just don't find them done like this. No, there's not too many shops that do this kind of work. So this one's done by the best in the industry. Mark's an absolute guru when it comes to 4-cylinder Kawasaki. He worked at Kaplan Kawasaki for 10 years, 20 years ago. So he's well-versed and certified in doing these. This one was done right. It looks spectacular, runs spectacular. It's got a little patina in a couple spots I pointed out. It does have that ding on the tank on the other side. There's also a crease in the top of the tank right here. A small, like a rake fell on it or something, a small crease from here to here. This is original paint. It still looks beautiful. You could easily repaint this tank and replace the graphics. Probably cost you like $700 to have a professional paint job. With graphics and clear coat, probably be somewhere between $700 and $900 to get it beautifully done. But I don't like painting bikes that are 47 years old that have original paint that look this good, because once you paint it, you don't know what was the condition of the bike. This is original paint and chrome. It's a rare original survivor. The work order parts was $1,000, $926.54. It's 44 hours, but 40 hours is 6,000. So what would that be? 600. So 6,600 for labor and $900 for parts. So $7,500. I haven't even added up the work order yet, but there it is. It's $7,500 plus approximately plus tax. I'll have it all written up on the eBay ad. So we can't give it away. We put a lot into the bike. It's ready to go. And one of the few KZ650s I've seen dialed in like this. Certainly we haven't done one in years, and I haven't seen any out there. It's just a rare piece. I don't know what the production stats were back then, but I don't think there were that many of them around, and most of them are ridden into the ground. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. This one's ready to go. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.